So for this one, we're going to talk about customer-centric SEO. So this is going to be Brendan back up again and Aileen in addition.
Thanks. I feel like I'm doing a triathlon or something. Yeah, so in a couple of minutes, I suppose the SEO oracle, Rand Fishkin, is going to give us some amazing insights on SEO and inbound in 2015. But before he does that, I just want to give you a little bit of background to the Wolfgang digital philosophy on SEO and why we believe that in 2015, SEO is about more than just doing what's right for Google or the Google Spider or the Google algorithm. It's really about doing the right thing for your website, your brand, and probably most importantly, your customer. So when I think of SEO, I often think of something like this, and you might have seen this before. This is the annual Search Metrics study that comes out. And every year, Search Metrics releases this really interesting study where they look at the strength of correlation between lots of different signals and organic ranking. And every year, this study gets bigger and bigger, and the number of signals they analyze gets bigger and bigger. And that really reflects the fact that the Google algorithm is getting more and more sophisticated, and Google are looking at more and more signals. This is really interesting, but it doesn't help us build an SEO strategy. And to build an SEO strategy, we really have to take a step back and ask ourselves two fundamental questions. So what is SEO, being the first one? And then secondly, what are we trying to achieve by investing in SEO? Or what is SEO success? So let's try and answer the first question. What is SEO? I only have 5 minutes, so this is a really difficult question to answer, but it's forced me to try and boil down the essence of SEO. And I've come up with these three elements, which we've called technology, relevance, and authority. So when I'm talking about technology, I'm really talking about whether you have an indexable, crawlable website, or whether you have a logical sitemap, or whether your site speed is quick enough. Or when I'm talking about relevance, I'm talking about whether you have a relevant landing page, or whether your meta tagging or title tagging is relevant to that landing page. And when I'm talking about authority, I'm talking about how important Google thinks your business is within your particular business vertical. And they'll often assess that based on looking at things like your backlink profile, or they'll look at domain level metrics, or maybe they'll look at social signals or some of your social media integration. So what I want to demonstrate to you now is that if you can positively impact some of these elements for SEO reasons, you can also have a really important impact on other areas of your business. Now, I don't have time to go through every single consideration within technology, relevance, and authority, so I'm going to give you an example of each. So let's have a look at technology as our first example. And a really important technology SEO consideration is site speed. And it's not often that Google come out and give us advice on SEO, but they actually have a web page are designed to give us specific advice on mobile SEO. And on that particular page, they actually tell us that one of the things to avoid is a slow loading page. So we can say with some degree of certainty that SEO is an important that site speed is an important SEO ranking factor. So if we improve our site speed, we should see a positive impact on our ranking. But it goes beyond that, because if we improve our site speed, we can also improve engagement rate and conversion on our website. And I really love this study by the Aberdeen group, because they're able to demonstrate that a 1 second delay in your page load speed time can reduce your conversions by 7%. That's just a 1 second delay, and that's significant. So if I can improve my site speed for SEO, I'm going to get a conversion and engagement lift. Second of all, let's have a look at relevance. And an important relevance consideration is something you may or may not have heard of, and it's called pogo sticking. And pogo sticking describes when somebody carries out a search on Google, clicks on a link, arrives on a landing page, doesn't get their question answered, or doesn't find the information they're looking for, then returns back to Google, clicks on another link, or performs another similar search. That's what pogo sticking is. But what pogo sticking actually is, as well as being an SEO consideration, it's evidence that you have an irrelevant landing page. Or maybe it's evidence that the content on that particular landing page is thin or light. And it also suggests that that landing page that you've designed for that particular search query doesn't answer the searcher's question. So if you fix pogo sticking for an SEO perspective, or if you get a positive impact, what you're actually doing is you're improving the quality of your landing page. And I love this landing page from SEMrush. All the SEO nerds will know about this. SEMrush provides a keyword analysis tool. And what's great about their landing page is that they've got inside my mind. And on this one landing page, they're answering all my questions and all my concerns. And more importantly, what they're doing is they're creating engagement on the page. They're encouraging me to click elsewhere within that page. So if you have a perceived pogo sticking problem and you fix that, what you're actually doing is improving engagement of your landing page. So let's move on and have a look at authority. And I mentioned that one of the ways Google assesses authority is by looking at something like your backlink profile. And we're talking about good quality, sustainable backlinks. And the way to build backlinks nowadays is to produce really good quality content. And Alan and Kieran did a great job of describing how this is done for Daft, but maybe not with SEO in mind. But effectively, we built really good quality content that facilitated outreach and that allowed us to generate social links. But really what you're doing when you're building good quality content with your brand name on it is you're building your brand. If you're putting great quality content out there and you're using it for seeding or outreach, or if you're keeping it on your site, you're building your brand profile. If you're putting that great quality content on your website, what you're actually doing as well is creating a much richer experience for users when they arrive on your website. So they're the three boiled down elements of SEO, and that's a really helicopter view of SEO. And the second question we set out to answer was, what is SEO success? So some of you may be familiar with these kind of reports. This is what SEO success used to look like. So it's a list of keywords with ranking measured on maybe a weekly or a monthly basis. But one of the things that this kind of reporting failed to do was it failed to look at the value that ranking for each of these keywords offered. So some people get hung up on trying to rank for what we might call vanity keywords without really understanding how much search volume was behind them and what kind of value they were adding to their business. So SEO success actually looks like traffic plus action. And action might be conversion, it might be an e-commerce conversion or lead generation. This is a great example from Homeline Furniture, who we've been working with for a number of years. And you can see month on month their organic traffic is going up. Actually goes up by 170% over this time period. That's part of success for this SEO project, but the real success is the fact that revenue goes up as well. The revenue goes up by 130% over this time frame. So SEO success is generating traffic and, more importantly, generating action on your website, whether that's an e-commerce conversion or whether it's a lead generation. So we now know what SEO is in a nutshell, and we have an idea of what SEO success looks like. But that isn't in and of itself an SEO strategy. In order to help people build out an SEO strategy, we designed this Wolfgang digital framework, which kind of takes those three elements and turns them into SEO architecture, which is your technology, your website, which is the relevance aspect, and then promotion, which is the authority aspect. And sitting at the heart of that framework is content, really good quality content. And that could be on-site content, or it might be off-site content that you're using to try and engage in outreach. Now, in a perfect world, your SEO strategy will look to address every single one of those elements. But we don't live in a perfect world, and maybe there's lots of good reasons for you not investing in these particular elements. So I'm going to invite Aileen up on stage, and she's going to demonstrate to us how, if you're intelligent about which part of these frameworks you pick, you can still drive SEO success. Thanks a million. There you go.
Cheers. Okay, thanks, Brendan. So you all know now about the theory, so what I'm going to do is give you 3 snappy case studies that will show you what this approach looks like in real life and obviously some real results. So when I first met HSOC financial advisors, I went to their office in Dunleary. They said to me, why is it that when you put accountants Dunleary into Google, we're not there? So it's a fair question, but it doesn't necessarily mean they have an SEO problem. As Brendan explained, we don't get too tied up about ranking unless we're sure that there's volume, that it's really a business issue. So I went into their analytics, and actually, yeah, they did have an SEO problem. Only 30% or so of their traffic was organic, but what worried me was the demands that their industry would normally see, obviously around September, October, tax return season, they weren't seeing in their traffic. And the reason for that was the traffic that they were getting was all tied to their brands. It wasn't the generic terms that we want to see, like Countess Dunleary. So what we did, where we felt we could add the most value in this case, was in the SEO architecture. They already had quite good content on their site. So anyone who's squeamish about code will go away now. Our audit found a lot of other things that we can improve on for the site, which we did in a few days in February. So here's what happened. This is what their page speed was. This is what their page speed was after we made the changes. So their visibility on Google rocketed. So this is from Webmaster Tools, shows the amount of impressions that they're getting on the site around the time we made the changes. Guess when we made the changes? Obviously, organic traffic was the most important thing. That's what we were there to change. And we did. So you can compare there. That's organic sessions 2013 to the same period in 2014. That's actually quadrupled the traffic. We improved their schema.org. So it meant these kind of cute little things on the SERP. And obviously most important to them was their keyword. So amazing paid search ad there. Okay, so they're first on the map listing as a result of work we did on their Google Places page and Google Plus page. And there they are, number 2 for their chosen result. So they're happy with that. One23.ie came to talk to us about one keyword, car insurance. They were right too. 27,000 people in Ireland search for this term every month. The problem was they weren't above the fold for it. They're actually on page 2. There they are there. So, according to our strategy, we started with an SEO audit. And next we looked at the website and wondered what we could do to improve the website's authority and relevance in the eyes of Google for this term, for this category. So somebody may have noticed this earlier. So the page that was actually ranking for car insurance is their home page. Now they sell loads of other insurance policies, not just car insurance. So that's not the most relevant result. They did have a dedicated car insurance page, but it wasn't really ranking. There was another page ranking above it. This quote page. So this page is really thin on content. It asks immediately for personal details and your car details. So you can imagine that gets a lot of the pogo sticking that Brendan mentioned to you earlier. So we drilled down into this car insurance page. We were sure that this was where we could add value. So this is what the page looked like. So you can see it's really thin on content. There's 77 words on that page in total. There's very little on the USPs of the policy. There's no customer testimonials, no kind of compelling copy. Instead, you just have these kind of banks of links that it's not really clear which one I should be clicking on. Also, their tagging and alt tags, they could all be improved. So this is what we gave them. There's 400 words of copy on this page, but more importantly, we've pointed out the really high customer satisfaction rate that they have. Their customer service that they pride themselves on is award-winning, so we put that in there. And the tags and the alt tags was all improved. So we redesigned this for SEO best practices, but also for user experience, because they're the same thing. So in the time that we worked on that, they actually got a rebrand. So their website looks a bit different. But we gave them the content for this new page as well. So there they are on page 1 for car insurance. That's a new lovely site. So the country's biggest online department store came to us and they wanted us to improve their organic traffic and their organic revenue. So they have about 40,000 products over 10 categories. So it was daunting, but it didn't mean we were going to try and optimize 40,000 keywords. We made a plan. We looked at demand first of all. So, you know, where's the search volume? We looked at the opportunity. So, who are the competitors already on the SERP that we can muscle out? And then we wanted to align with what was most important to the client. What category did they want to improve? So their overall business goals, that was really important. So what that led us to was women's clothing, and most specifically dresses. 18,000 Irish women and men, maybe, search for dresses every month in Ireland. So Littlewoods Ireland was already on page 1 for this term, but there were a few formidable competitors above them. You may have heard of them. So we had to bring out the big guns, all the guns. So every part of our strategy we employed here, we started with the SEO audit, and then we looked at the website and looked at our target landing pages. How could we improve their on-site content and their relevance and authority on ladies' wear? Content really was at the heart of the strategy, and then promotion was kind of last, promoting the content. So first we started improving the on-site content, so improving the tagging, improving the rich content there. Then we linked to our target landing pages from the blogs that we wrote on the topic. Now I have to point out, we wrote those blogs to engage the target audience first and then earn the links. And engage the target audience they did too. Actually, one of our finds was ThingLink, which our readers seem to really like because referrals from ThingLink actually converted at a higher percentage than the site average, which was a happy accident. So lastly was promotion. We knew our target audience was on Facebook. We brought our target landing pages there. We brought our blog posts there. And as Sarah explained really well, like when people are sharing your ad, like you're doing something really good, but also social signals was on that search metrics correlation graph that Brendan showed you. So it was really important that we got those. Links was also on that search metric correlation graph. So as part of our outreach, we made sure that any mentions of Littlewoods Ireland online had the correct link. So the results. Kieran kind of gave this away earlier on me. But there they are. Number 1 for dresses. So I'm sure you'd all love a peek into Littlewoods Ireland's Google Analytics, but it's not going to happen. But I can tell you that their ladies' wear category for Q3 was up about 38%, and our efforts was one part of that. So to reward you all for listening, I'm going to give you 3 really quick tips to improve your SEO with no agency or developer required. Very quickly, first on your website. I love how they're picking up pens. Great. So Webmaster Tools, which anyone who was here last year I banged on about, is free. Please use it, and use it to check what terms your page is actually ranking for right now, because you might be surprised. On SEO architecture, Brendan explained really well why that's important. Check. You should know it off by hand how many seconds your homepage loads with. If not, check that now and see if you can improve it. And lastly, promotion. So set up a Google alert for your brand name. When you're mentioned online, make sure the link is there. Make sure it's the correct link. And if it's not, go out and get it, and just ask the webmaster quite sweetly for it. So that's all from me. Thank you for listening.